What if I told you that the fastest path to early retirement isn't Dave Ramsey or Warren Buffett? It's knowing which parts of their philosophies to use, in what order, and why so many people get stuck right in the middle. Because Dave Ramsey will get you stable, and Warren Buffett will get you wealthy. But if you apply them in the wrong sequence, you can lose years of your life. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which phase you're in and what to focus on right now to move your retirement date closer. And yes, this includes the part that nobody wants to hear. Your wants are either funding your freedom or funding your delay. If you're new here, welcome. My husband and I retired early at 53 and 55, and we're currently about 6 weeks into a 100-day trip through the Caribbean. We're filming this today from Las Terrenas in the Dominican Republic on the beach. So you may hear some real-life background noises, scooters, quads, and the ocean. We don't use a studio because this channel isn't about perfect production. It's about real early retirement. Real numbers, real trade-offs, and real decisions that actually move the retirement date up. We didn't get here by accident. We got here by questioning the standard advice that keeps most people working until 65, and realizing that if we wanted a different life, we needed a different map. So today, I'm sharing that map with you. Let's be honest, most people feel like they're working hard financially, but the math isn't moving. And the data explains why. As of early 2026, total US household debt is approaching $19 trillion, while the personal savings rate is hovering around 3.5%. And think about that for a moment. We're carrying more debt than ever while saving almost nothing. So if early retirement feels impossible, it's not because you're lazy or bad with money. It's because most households are trying to build wealth while carrying heavy debt and heavy lifestyle costs. That's like trying to run uphill in the sand. Ramsey and Buffett are the two biggest names in money, but they solve completely different problems. And if you're using the wrong tool at the wrong time, nothing works. Dave Ramsey isn't famous because he found a secret stock or beat the market. He's famous because he teaches something most people desperately need. Behavior beats math when your life is messy. His baby steps are a behavioral system. You build a small emergency fund, you crush consumer debt, you stabilize your monthly spending, then and only then do you start investing. Now here's why it works. If you have credit card debt, car payments, and no emergency fund, you're not really an investor yet. You're a person one flat tire away from going backwards. Ramsey gets people out of that cycle fast because he focuses on psychology, not optimization. Now, if you want early retirement timeline, you need margin. Ramsey creates margin by forcing you to answer two uncomfortable questions. One, where is my money actually going? And two, what debt is stealing my future? That clarity alone can move your retirement date forward. And here's what people often get wrong. Ramsey is not a lifetime strategy for early retirement. He's a cleanup strategy. If you follow him perfectly forever, you may become debt-free, but not financially free as early as you could be. Early retirement isn't just about safety. It's about building enough invested assets that work replaces your paycheck. And that's where Buffett comes in. And Warren Buffett's advantage is simple and boring. He understands that wealth is built by owning productive assets for a long time. And what surprises people is that Buffett's advice for everyday investors is extremely simple. Low-cost index funds, long time horizon, and minimal interferences. Why? because fees and emotions destroy returns. Even a 1% ongoing fee can reduce your final portfolio by more than 20% over a lifetime. That means that you take all the risk, do all the savings, and someone else quietly takes a massive share of your future. That realization is exactly why we fired our financial advisor back in 2009. We realized we could learn and we could keep those returns ourselves. And here's the kicker. Most professional fund managers don't beat the market over long periods. Over 15 years, nearly 90% underperform. Once we understood that, investing stopped feeling like gambling and started feeling boring. And boring is what built our freedom. There's one more problem Buffett talks about indirectly. Even when people own good investments, they often sabotage themselves. They buy when they're excited, but they sell when they're scared. That behavior gap can cost investors 3 to 5% a year, which is devastating over decades. Buffett's only thinking fails if you don't have Ramsey discipline first. Compounding only works if you can stay invested. If you're forced to sell stocks to pay for emergencies because your life isn't stable, you've broken the most powerful wealth-building machine in history. When we fired our advisor in 2009, right in the middle of the Great Recession, we had to decide who to listen to. Our philosophy became simple. Learn as much as we can, reduce our wants, and show up every day. This was never a get-rich-quick plan. It was get-free-for-sure plan. So my husband went all in reading the legends, Buffett, Peter Lynch, Benjamin Graham. Well, we used Ramsey's intensity to clear the path. So our phase one was to stabilize. We used Ramsey principles to eliminate consumer debt and find our freedom floor, the absolute minimum cost for survival. Once we knew that number, early retirement stopped being a dream and became a math problem. And phase two was our anti-consumption. We ignored the consumption society. If your lifestyle expands every time you earn more, you're not building freedom. You're building a prettier cage. We cut one major category hard and redirected that money into what we call our freedom fuel. And phase three was to build the engine. We automated investing, kept our costs low, and stayed invested, even when the markets got uncomfortable. Now the mortgage question. This is where the comments usually explode. Ramsey says pay the house off. Buffett says keep low interest debt and invest. Here's our real world experience. We paid ours off. Mathematically, could investing have produced higher returns? Maybe. But psychologically, paying off our home was the single biggest freedom move that we made. Our freedom floor dropped dramatically. Our stress dropped, and our staying power increased. When markets fail, we didn't worry about our mortgage because there isn't one. That makes us better investors, not worse. This isn't about right or wrong. It's about choosing the path that lets you stay invested through the hard years. I don't want you to leave this video with just ideas. I want you to leave with tools. So number one, calculate your freedom floor. What is the absolute minimum that you need for housing, your food, and your utilities? And number two, find your freedom fuel. Pick one category. It could be Amazon, dining out, or subscriptions, and cut that by 50% for 30 days. Then you can redirect that cash. Number three is to automate the boring math. Use low-cost index funds. Keep your fees under 1%. And number four, write your downturn script. Write this while you're calm. If the market drops 20%, I will not sell. Don't try to do all four all at once. Pick one and do it this week. We didn't get here by luck. We didn't win the lottery. And we didn't 10x our income overnight. We showed up day after day, and we did the work. We learned, we kept our wants under control, and we ignored the noise. We built a life where money supports freedom, not appearances. And now we get to be here, living our life, because we chose freedom early. If you want early retirement content that's real, the real numbers, the real strategy, hit subscribe. And tell me in the comments, are you a Team Ramsey, a Team Buffett, or building a combination plan? You don't need perfection. You need a simple plan that you can follow when life gets loud. Ramsey helps you get control. Buffett helps you build wealth. And the combination helps you build freedom. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.